Hey guys, welcome to Motoroids. My name is Amit and behind me I have the Hyundai Creta, the 2018 facelift. And since we did not do a video review of the car when it was launched, I thought I'll let you know everything that you need to know about this car and give you the answer to the more important question as to what makes this car click even in today's day and age when it's surrounded below and above with a ton of options like the EcoSport on the one end of the spectrum and the Compass on the other. Now for 2019 there has been a small change with the base E variant of the Creta, and it now comes with seatbelt reminders, parking sensors at the rear and an overspeed warning. Apart from this, the big change for 2019 has been the fact that all variants above the SX variant get LED tail lamps which were not there before. Also, there has been an introduction of a new top of the line variant called SXO Executive Edition, which gets ventilated front seats like the Verna. Apart from that, all the features that I'm going to talk about remain unchanged, and this car is the same as the 2018 version. So let's first see the design. The 2018 facelift saw some changes to the design of this car, and the most prominent of it obviously was this grille, which became a lot bolder and extended to the headlamps, which by the way essentially remained the same, but the internal elements have changed a little bit. The projector headlamp is still there. You have this fog lamp here with these LED lights surrounding them. The lights, by the way, are also cornering units, and you also get this fob bash plate up front, which gives it a lot more muscular look up front. And the thing with the Creta is that it has always looked very premium ever since the time it was launched. It's neither too boxy, not too rounded, it's not too meek, not too bold, and that really makes this car very special. It's finished very well. It's a Hyundai, and if you look at the other options that you have in the market, it's just about the right size and it has just about the right attitude, and I think that's one of the reasons why this car is liked so much, apart from the fact that it's a Hyundai and that brand really holds a lot of value for us Indians. Coming towards the side, there are not many changes, and the biggest change here is the inclusion of this diamond cut unit of 17-inch alloys, and they look rather nice and sporty. They are shot with Goodyear rubber. This is Goodyear Assurance 215 section 60 rubber, and I really think that the grip from these tires could probably have been a little better. Under harsh braking, I could hear them squealing even around corners. It could probably have done with a little more assurance in terms of grip. The door handles here are chrome, but on lower variants you'll get them in body color. You also get these beautiful satin silver finished roof rails and that sporty looking shark fin antenna. This black undercladding runs around the body of the car to make it look off-road ready, although this is just a soft-roader and it's not going to be taking you off the beaten trail by too much margin. At the rear, the design remains more or less the same. The changes are a little more subtle, but I'll take this opportunity to show you this rear view camera that the car comes equipped with. This is the top of the line SX Options variant, and all these goodies that I'm showing you right now are on the SX Options variant, although the lower variant of the Creta are also very feature rich, and right from the SX variant, which is somewhere around midway, the features on this car are very rich. Now on that note, let's open the boot, and you'd be surprised to see that it's a very flat loading lip, which makes loading and unloading stuff very easy. So that utility factor, that convenience factor is definitely there. This is 400 liters of space, which is enough for a small family to go out for even a longish holiday, and that's par for the class. Although the Duster has 475 liters of boot space, which is more, but if you look at the rest of the cars, the EcoSport has much less, and if you compare it with say the Capture, it has about the same boot space. So the Creta has a good amount of boot space, and that actually is one of the reasons why it manages to sell in such good numbers for its practicality. You have a full-sized spare here, although this is not an alloy, this is just a steel rim, but it has a full-sized spare tire over it, and it's always of great use in the Indian conditions. Overall, the Creta still looks very relevant. The size is just right. I think Hyundai have done a very good job with the positioning, the size. To a variety of audience, this size is just about right in the Indian context. Time then to get inside and see the features and the space that sets it apart from the rest of its competition. From mid variants onwards, that is the SX variant, you have this key which allows you to get in with just this request, and you don't really have to insert the key. You also get a push start button inside, and we'll get inside now and see what the state of affairs is there. Now the Creta is one loaded car in terms of the features that it has, although it doesn't look as wide and as expansive as some of the other cars, like say the Duster. If you're sitting in the Duster, you'd probably feel that the dash is a little bit more expansive. Even the XUV would feel a little bit bigger from the driver's perspective. Also, the other thing that you would instantly realize is that you're sitting a little lower than on a few other cars in the segment. So while you do sit lower and the dash is a little high, the window line is a little high, the visibility is not a problem. The A-pillar is not too thick, so the visibility is not an issue. However, it's slightly better in a few other cars in the segment. But the good thing is that everything here looks very richly appointed. There is a sense of richness, premiumness in this cabin, and in that aspect this car has really stood apart from its competitors. And it's not just the looks, the features abound here, and that starts with this powered driver's seat, which also has a powered recline function. The seat by itself is very comfortable. As I mentioned, this is the top of the line SX options variant, and the seats you'll see here are completely covered in leather. It's perforated leather on the spine, and on the sides you have leather with contrasting white stitching, which really makes it feel very nice and special. Bolstering is very good, so when you sit in the driver's position, the seats feel very comfortable. Although I really believe that lumbar support should have been there. It's not there even as a manual option, so that's something that Hyundai should probably have taken care of. The other aspect is this sliding armrest, which is of great use again from a comfort perspective, and is available from mid variants onwards. There is some amount of space available underneath, and it swallows my wallet without a problem, and it'll swallow quite a few cell phones also without a whimper. Now, the one thing that I was intrigued by was the fact that this steering is not telescopically adjustable, which is a little strange because the i20 has a telescopically adjustable steering, and I really thought that the Creta should have had that option. It does not. It's covered in leather though, and from mid variant onwards you have all the controls here on the steering. And for the top of the line variant, you also get the supervision cluster, which essentially means you get a lot of information, including which exact door is open, the distance to dry, the average fuel efficiency, and all of that. You get cruise control on the top three variants, and in addition you get audio and telephonic control, all of which is very good. You get powered controls for all four windows with auto up and down for the driver, and you get power folding mirrors and power adjustment as well. About the mirrors, I really think that the ORVMs could probably have done with a little bit more width. They're slightly slimmer than ideal. I really think that, you know, the visibility could probably have been better with wider ORVMs. The colors that you see here on the dashboard are this beige and black, but on the dual tone variant, which is available in the SX trim, you'll get it all black with a highlight of the color that you've chosen. So it's available only in white and orange, and you'll get orange highlights inside. So the dash is completely black on that variant, but here you'll get in this two-tone finish, which is this beige and black with these silver inserts around the AC vents. The steering by itself feels very nice to hold, and on the top variant it also comes covered in this very nice leather. The gear knob also is wrapped in leather, and it really makes a lot of difference because these are the two most important touch points, and it goes a long way in enhancing the luxury in premium cars, I really believe. Another very nifty feature that the Creta has is this Sun Plus moon roof, and it's electric, so that's something which is in demand by a lot of users right now, and Hyundai have done the right thing by including this thing right here. On the driver's side there is no vanity mirror, although you have this toll ticket holder, but on the passenger's side you have this mirror. There is no separate light for it though. You also have this sunglasses holder in the middle. And since we're talking about space, let me just show you the amount of space that you have here. You can easily store a 1 liter water bottle, and you also have a map pocket area here, and you can store a wallet here, and you have this very nice handle to pull the door in. Door pulls are finished in this satin silver, and you have these two cup holders also. The front one is smaller, the rear one is bigger. You also get the swatch can, which you can use to put all the waste in and do your surroundings some good by not littering. Now this tray here is also very interesting because this is not just a tray, this also is a wireless charging platform. So that's a very useful feature for a lot of smartphone users, and since this is a premium car, a lot of people who drive such cars use premium phones which are wirelessly chargeable. So this really is very useful. In addition, you also get this 12 volt power socket, which is convertible to a USB charging socket like so, and you also get this USB socket in addition here. And which brings me to this screen here, which is a 7-inch unit, and it is Apple CarPlay as well as Android Auto compatible. It also is compatible with MirrorLink, and what you see here is the SD map icon, and what it does is it stores this SD card, which allows for navigation through the data stored on SD card itself. Audio is distributed through 4 speakers and 2 tweeters, and the sound also has Alchemist presets. So the sound quality overall is very good, although I won't say that it's the best in class, but it's quite good, and the audiophiles amongst you are not going to be disappointed. You also get automatic climate control, although it's not 2-zone. It also gets a cluster ionizer, which means that all the odor would be out and the cabin would always feel very fresh. You also get a wristband, which can be used for outdoorsy activities if you don't want to be carrying the key with you, and with that band you don't need to be using the key, you can just enter the car. It also doubles up as a health device, so it promotes an active lifestyle, and that's a feature that the Creta provides you in addition with the Nexon as well, which has a similar band. But I think it's a great novelty, and people who have an outdoorsy active lifestyle are going to love it. The glove box here is reasonably sized. It's good enough for whatever you have to store here. It's not the biggest, but it's not too small either. But the one omission that I see here is that it's not chilled, and while the i20's glove box compartment is chilled, I would have really wanted that feature to be available here as well, and I'm rather surprised to see that it's not chilled. I really expected it to. Overall, from a features perspective, the Creta really impresses. It also comes with safety features like 6 airbags, ABS and EBD is also standard. Twin airbags are standard from all variants. So in terms of safety also, the Creta is loaded. It also comes with this auto dimming feature for the inside RVM. The leather really adds to the luxury feel. You also have leather wrapped onto the armrest. So for the top of the line SXO variants, there's a lot of luxury, a lot of features, a lot of premiumness inside the cabin. And when you look at the prices, you do wonder why the Creta is selling for a premium over a lot of other cars in the segment. And when you sit inside the cabin, you do realize that it is quite a special cabin, and the fact that this car comes equipped with electronic stability program as well makes it a very special place to be in, a very safe place to be in. Let's get in the back seat and see what the state of affairs is there. Getting inside the cabin is pretty easy from the rear as well. The good thing is that the height is not too high like a few other SUVs, so even if there's someone who's not too tall or is an elderly, it won't be too difficult to get in, although it's not the ideal height for the elderly, but it's still reasonably comfortable and convenient to get inside. At the rear, you also get this space for a 1-liter water bottle, some space to spare, and this space to put your wallet. The legroom, as you can see from my driver's position, is sufficient. I am 5'10", and I have ample room to move my legs around, so comfort in terms of the space is not going to be a problem at all. There is a good amount of headroom also. I am 5'10", so I'm assuming even 6'1" people are not going to have any problem. This handle generally would have a coat hook here, but for the top variants it doesn't. You also get this armrest with twin cup holders. You get your own AC vents for the rear, and you have this 12 volt power socket if you wish to charge something, or if you have an electronic equipment that you want to keep running. The thigh support is pretty good. It's sufficiently comfortable. A recline feature for the backrest would really have helped. The headrests here for the top variants are adjustable, and that's always good, although there is no adjustable headrest for the mid passenger. There is space for 3 people. The center part of the seat is slightly raised, but I think for medium journeys it should not be a problem. It's a reasonably wide car, not the widest, but it's reasonably wide, and for short to medium journeys you can seat 3 medium built people, although it would be a squeeze for heftily built people. So the space here for practical purposes for a small family should not be a problem. It's a very nice spacious car, and the suspension is very soft. As I mentioned before, it's not the best suspension in this segment. I think that accolade goes to the Duster, but by itself it's pretty comfortable. It's not the most compliant, but it's pretty comfortable, and for long journeys also you'd not feel tired. Rear passengers also get this reading light for them. One key omission in the cabin, as I see it, is that the seats are not ISOFIX even on the top of the line SX options variant. I really think that for a car this expensive, that should have been the feature. Even the Hyundai i20 has that feature, and I really believe that Hyundai should try and incorporate that feature in the Creta as soon as possible. So what you're driving right now is the 1.6 diesel, which is the most powerful variant of all the Creta variants that you have. There are quite a few, and you have 126 HP of power on tap with 260 Newton meters of torque, which makes it a very quick machine. It can do a 0 to 100 sprint in a very quick 12 seconds. But does that acceleration, all that power, does it really translate into a car that can be driven fast? Well, yes, while there is a lot of power, cars like, say, the Duster are a little bit more suited for being driven very hard, owing to their better suspension and their better composure around corners. So while this is a reasonable set of four wheels, it's not that this car is too wallowy or out of control, but I really believe that the braking on this car, the steering and everything doesn't lend it very well for being driven hard. So not an enthusiast's car, although there is a lot of power. In terms of engine behavior, while there is a little bit of shove from 1200 RPM, it's only after 1800 RPM where the turbo really spools up and the car builds up its power and torque, and after that it really rockets into the horizon. Although after about 2500-3000 RPM the engine tends to get a little bit noisy, and I really believe that the car probably could have done a little bit better on the refinement front, because a few other cars in this segment are a little bit more refined in terms of the engine. Apart from that, if you really talk about the insulation, the noises from the outside coming in, that part has been taken care of very well by Hyundai, and the cabin is very well insulated. But in terms of the engine noise, there probably could have been a little bit more insulation. The engine is mated with a 6-speed manual gearbox here. You also have a 6-speed automatic, and the gear shifts are pretty smooth and slick. There is no complaint on that front. If you want an automatic, as I mentioned, you have a 6-speed automatic. Apart from that, you have a lot of other powertrain options as well. You have a 1.6 petrol with over 120 HP of power. You have a 1.4 diesel, which is also very reasonably powered at about 89 HP and produces 220 Newton meters of torque, and is very fuel efficient as well at 21.3 kmpl. This engine right here, despite being so powerful, is rated at 19.6 kmpl by ARAI, and within the city it will deliver about 12 to 13 kilometers to the liter. On the highway it can give you as much as 17 kilometers to the liter. So fuel efficiency is not a problem despite so much power, although the 1.4 diesel has better fuel efficiency, and I would say that as an overall package the 1.4 diesel is a nicer package and is nicer to drive, has better fuel efficiency as well. In terms of automatic, the 1.4 diesel does not get an automatic transmission, but if you want an automatic with the petrol 1.6, you would get it there. So all in all, this 1.6 is very powerful. I don't really mind all the power in the world, but I really believe that the overall package, the chassis, the suspension and the steering and everything, all of it does not come together very well to make it a driver-oriented and enthusiast-oriented machine. For all other practical purposes, I think the Creta is fantastic. Now, if you talk about the prices, the Creta is without doubt one of the most expensive compact crossovers if you compare it with any of its competitors. If you look at the Duster's price starts from 9 lakh rupees and it goes till 11 lakh rupees for the two-wheel drive diesel, and it goes to about 13 lakh rupees, but that's the four-wheel drive variant, which this car does not have. Even the S-Cross starts at 9 lakh rupees and goes till about 11.5 lakh rupees, but still it's cheaper than this car. The Kicks is coming in. Apart from that, the Capture starts at about 11, goes till 14 lakh rupees, but that's like, again, premium positioning, but that too is not comparable to this car's prices. As I mentioned, Kicks is coming in and it's loaded with a lot of features. The prices for this car, for the diesel variant, they start at about 9 lakh rupees, and if you go to the top of the line 1.6 SX options variant in an automatic, they can cross 15 lakh rupees ex-showroom mark. So what really makes this car sell? Aren't we Indian stingy bastards? Turns out we are not. We really value features, we really value quality, we really value the fact that a product really has passed the test of time. It's really a good product, and if you put the right price on a right product, we are willing to pay the price for that product. And that's a lesson that a lot of manufacturers need to learn. The fact that it's the most feature loaded, the fact that it has the right set of the engines, the fact that it gives you the most number of options in terms of 1 petrol, 2 diesel options, 2 different automatics on petrol and diesel, the fact that it comes loaded with 6 airbags, that it has a sunroof, that it has the richest of the interiors, and the fact that it's made by Hyundai, a brand that has proven itself over the years to us Indians, a brand which has one of the widest networks of sales and service support, makes the Creta such a strong contender in its segment. So if you want a car which is practical, if you want a car for your family to be driving around in the city primarily and sometimes on the highway run, you should go ahead and give it a test drive. It is indeed a very good car. The resale prices are also very good, and that's also one of the reasons why this car sells so well despite having a relatively higher price tag. But if you are someone who's an enthusiast, someone who wants to be driving very fast, then maybe going with something else like the Duster would serve you well. The Creta indeed is a very well-rounded package, and there we have our answer. It's a very well-rounded package, very well-made package, and it suits the Indian families very well, and that's the reason why it sells in such good numbers. I really hope that I was able to sum the Creta up for you in this review. If you like this review, hit the like button, subscribe to Motoroids, hit that notification icon, follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and until next time then, this is Amit Changani signing off. Rev hard, rev free, and drive safe.